Hello and welcome to another episode of the Uncommon Energy Podcast. On this week's episode, we're going to be talking about EUIC registration and information going out there, a little bit of details about the tournament, and also its steep price points. We will, of course, have guess that flavor text, everyone's favorite segment of the podcast. There we go. And we're going to wrap up by looking at the results from the Champions League Aichi and see what cool new Mega Dream cards succeeded in the new format, what we have to look forward to. Is there much Azul to look forward to? Maybe. No.
Run.
Okay. And then, of course, we will have our weekly bonus episode exclusive to our YouTube channel members and Spotify subscribers. My name is Chipper G, joined here as always by my friend and co-host, Azul GG. What's up, Azul? How we doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good, Chip. Got to watch party. I actually streamed a League Cup as well. I streamed a League Cup on a Saturday. That was a ton of fun. I actually do enjoy the. I guess I don't know if it's come from just like the enjoy, like doing the content stuff. I do like the production side of things. Setting everything up. Figuring everything out. I had to get a bunch of equipment for it, and then tested everything here in my room to make sure it all worked. And I did get that new PC like the last month or so, so I was able to use my old PC as like my mobile PC. I want to put it in like a way smaller case. Like my PC, my old PC is the case is massive. It's like unnecessarily big,
Yeah,
unnecessarily heavy. I was gonna try and get it to a smaller
because you're a
case.
big gamer, buddy.
Yeah, it's like I was gonna try and get everything put into a way smaller case, and I even like found some cases with like handles on it, but I wasn't able to do that in time. But I did stream that League Cup on Saturday. That was a ton of fun. Plan to hopefully do more streams at that shop in the future, so that'll be cool. And I even want to go as far as like having two camera setups because honestly, it's not even that involved for me to do that for the space they have. So
Yeah, is it
um,
just you doing like you were like doing the producing plus the casting plus the like typing in all the people's names and stuff like that? Is that all you doing
yeah,
all that stuff?
yeah, yeah.
It's kind of a lot to manage as a one man show. So kudos to you making it happen for sure.
Yeah, yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's not too bad. I enjoy doing it too. Like I like that
Yeah.
the whole side of that doing this stuff. I was trying to do those little things on my stream as well, like making things really clean. I actually found a way to like on my stream to display my current ELO and it like live updates every time I
I
refresh
did
to
see that
the
this week. Yeah.
yeah. So like I like doing things like that whenever I can find time. They take a little bit of time investment though to like fully flesh out sometimes, but yeah, did that. Been streaming. Watch Champions League. Aichi didn't. I by accident scheduled. I was in like talks with when the League Cup would get scheduled, so it would like work for my schedule as well as theirs, and it did conflict with the Champions League. They were on the same day, so I missed the first couple rounds of the Champions League, but I didn't miss a whole ton. So I was able to watch Champions League Aichi as well. Unfortunately, they didn't stream day one again, which is a little bit of a bummer, of course, but caught all of most of day two, all the top cut and all that. So got to watch that as well, which I mean, like you mentioned, is there much to look forward to in the new set? I don't know. I don't know. Not sure about that, but that was my week. What about you, Chip? Anything new going on with you?
Yeah, I actually went and played in a League Cup this weekend. First time I've done that in probably like I actually know when the last League Cup was. I've been to a couple league challenges this year, but it's probably been like over a full calendar year since I've been to a League Cup that I can remember at least. I might have had one early exit or something from a cup, but I genuinely can't remember. It's been a minute. So that was fun. Made top 8, played good old Sarah Ledge, the deck we've both been loving talk about the last couple months or so. So that was fun making top 8 there. I actually in the very
Nice.
first round played against our buddy Grant Manley in the very first round paired up against each other. He did get the better of me with his double Darmanitan and Zorg deck.
Hmm.
Still close though, still close, but he ended up getting the better of me there, but made it all the way to top 8 and then lost the Sarah Ledge Mirror because
Ooh.
in game 1 I was like, I don't play Briar, and so it was just out of my mind. But he played Briar, and
Oh.
didn't fully consider the possibility because it's like one of those things. Like I don't play the card, like it's not in my mind at all. But he did play it, so I got bopped by the Briar there.
I'm like, could you have played around it? Did you have like a route?
I definitely could have. I could have not. I could have stayed off of 2 prizes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 because I took a one prize KO early in the game. He also opened his Soul Rock both games, which is like super cringe to be honest, because then he just got to I played all 80 HP Charcadets, but it makes it really easy for him to KO my first Sarah Ledge, right? And
Yeah,
that's kind of
yeah.
a big thing in the mirror when going first, especially is like not being able to KO that first Sarah Ledge. Um,
Yeah, definitely.
so him getting that punch off made it a little bit tougher for me for sure. A little cringe, not gonna lie, but it's all good, all good. Um,
All 80s? You went with the full 80 lineup?
Absolutely. Yeah, I play all
Honestly,
the same one, and it's so funny because Grant was giving me crap for the Charcadet I'm playing, but I
what one are
played
you playing?
all of this one.
One that searches for the
Uh,
energy or no?
nope, this
Oh,
one.
what? I think the isn't the one that searches for the energy better? Why this one?
Because dude, I took 2 knockouts with live coal.
Guess what?
I hit
Artie?
a Pidgeot EX for 270 and then one with
Oh
boss KO
my.
the Pidgeot, and then I played against
And
a
you couldn't do with a soul rock? Like a soul rock wouldn't have worked?
I mean, it might have, but it was cooler to win with the Charcadet. Well, it was one of those things where it's like I pushed the Charc it was like Iono to 1, and I pushed the Charcadet because I could either
Yeah, the
find
active.
boss KO or, like, dig through my deck and find
Mm,
Ceruledge Energy KO the active, right?
yeah.
Um, and then in another round, I played against a Golden Go Joltik box, and he turn 1 loaded up his Pika. I boss hit it with Ceruledge EX. He knocked out my Ceruledge EX, and then I live cold with a 1 prize board. So sick, dude.
Live coal. Alright, alright. I see it, I see it.
And stuff like this, I was actually talking to Caleb Rogerson, who was also at the tournament, about this type of stuff because we were just talking about like the margins between like deciding on these optimal basics when it is like a pretty marginal thing overall, like usually not something that's going to come up that often. And I say whenever I find that because like so many Sarah Ledge lists, like people are playing like 3 2 1 1 splits, 3 1 splits, 4 different ones. Who knows what people are doing? Uh, and it's like so. I would rather because it's so situational for so many of these things. Um, like, what if you want the one and you just, like, happen to start the one and you want it on your bench, right? I would rather just, like, play all the same one so it's not even a worry, like, just keep it all simple, especially for a deck like Sarah Ledge too, where it's just, like, we're doing the same thing basically every single game, not worry about all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely could see that. I could see the argument that for that for sure.
But yeah, that was fun getting a little bit of Pokemon playtime in there and, doing decently as well, getting top 8. Denver doesn't feel bad for sure.
Chip's first ever League Cup top cut. Pretty nice.
Yeah, love to see it. You love to see it.
Yeah.
Um All right. Well, I think we can hop into our and for anyone who is curious, that is not my first ever League Cup top cut. Okay, I have won many League Cups. It has been a long time, but there was a time where I won my local League Cups, not on a infrequent basis. Okay. Anyway, let's hop into
I
our
was gonna
first.
say, one
Oh,
thing
go
we can
ahead.
mention we'll mention it next week as well for sure, but we are gonna be taking off the weeks of the 23rd and 30th. I think we may as well mention that as well.
Yeah, sure.
This week's episode. We'll mention it again next week, but for anyone who hears this one, maybe doesn't hear the next one, no episodes on the I guess on the 24th and 31st, those 2
Yes.
weeks. No episodes those 2 weeks. We're gonna take a little bit of a holiday break, coming
Yeah, we're
up
both going to be
in a month.
traveling and got
Yeah,
stuff going on. So
makes sense. Yeah, let's jump into it. UIC, second IC of the season. Registration's coming up, I think, on the 12th, right? And they dropped the information. Was it either early this week, or was it end of last
yeah,
week?
it was earlier this week. I believe maybe it was into last week. Actually, I'm not totally 100% on it. But yeah, I mean, I think it's most of this is information we already knew. I think the big thing we didn't know was like the welcome kit thing, which people always like to get excited about, and it is, pretty sweet to be honest. The Charizard setup here and on theme with what they did at LAIC with the Mega
Yeah.
Venusaur. We get the Mega Charizard X featured here. I like that they went with X over Y because X is so much cooler than
Well,
Charizard Y.
I heard people speculate though
Oh,
that they're gonna make a Charizard Y for NAIC, and we're not gonna get Blastoise
well, I
as
think that would
a
be a little silly.
I agree, but I'm also surprised that they gave us. I guess it makes sense for them to give us Charizard now because that kind of goes in themes with the card releases so far. They haven't released the Blastoise Mega yet,
I
which
guess
I
that is
assume is going to
true.
happen.
Well,
I like,
it goes by more than just like the TCG.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, but they
and
haven't released
maybe
it in
before
the
NAIC we will get a Mega Blastoise TCG
yeah
card, but like in the uh
video game.
video game, yeah, in Pokemon Legends ZA. Actually, thinking about it, I don't think that Mega Blastoise plays any sort of role in the video game. Mega Venusaur is one of the rogue Mega Evolutions you have to take down at some point, and Mega Charizard X is used by one of the in-game antagonists that you have to battle against. But Mega Blastoise actually, I don't think has really much of a feature at all in Legends ZA that I can
Maybe
remember.
maybe it will be Y for NAIC. That'd be kind
Well,
of
I've heard some
unfortunate.
people speculate as well. I don't know if this made it onto your timeline at all today, Azul, but there is a new like distribution in the Pokemon Legends ZA that's happening right now where you can get an alpha Charizard. And there's new DLC coming out for the video game. Actually, like today, the day that this podcast episode comes out, there's new DLC. And so I did see some
Hmm.
people speculating they're giving everyone an alpha Charizard, and I actually think um the Pokemon account tweeted something about it specifically. Yeah, to celebrate the release of the Mega Dimensions DLC, you can get the Alpha Charizard. I feel like there was a post that said something specifically about using a Charizard on your team in the Mega Dimension DLC. I don't remember for sure. I feel like I saw that somewhere. I might be tripping, I guess, but um so I saw some people speculating that we could be seeing a Mega Charizard Z coming with the DLC
Hmm.
launch because they did release. We didn't talk about it last week, but they did announce the Mega Lucario Z, which
Yeah,
is coming out. What do you think of that guy?
it looks pretty similar to Mega Lucario, to be honest. The blue, it's not that much different. Kind of
Yeah.
whatever. Not super impressed. Oh yeah, I actually now that you mentioned that, I think I did see a hint of that, or maybe someone mentioned it in my chat over the week. The potential of the Mega Charizard Z. Maybe that would be what we get at NAIC then. The theme would be I should still be a Charizard then, no
Oh, I think
Blastoise.
there's no way it's not Blastoise for NIC. That's my bold prediction,
It's
but I
no
don't think
way
that's
it's not
that bold.
Blastoise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense for the thing, but it's one of those things where it feels like they kind of usually save. It feels like they save the best for last for NAIC. So like Charizard was the expectation I feel like for NAIC,
They're
or that's
just
how I
going
feel about
in Pokedex
now.
order.
Oh, is that Pokedex order?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind then. Maybe it's gonna be. Maybe you're still spot on then. So that's
Yeah,
something.
it's
See,
gonna be
that's
Blastoise.
something I didn't even know. So all right, it'll probably be Blastoise. It'll probably be Blastoise.
Yeah.
It would definitely be pretty lame if it wasn't. If it's just another Charizard. So
You gonna get the new Mega Dimension DLC for Pokemon Legends ZA?
nope, I'm not.
I like how for all this advertising stuff, they have to have there's Pokemon Legends ZA, and then there's also Pokemon Legends ZA Nintendo Switch 2 edition.
I'm gotta make sure everyone knows.
I actually
Is it
saw someone talk about this, the box artwork difference
is it a different
between the
game? Can
two.
you play both of them on the Switch too, or is it just saying that's the Switch
I
2
think you
version
can
of the
play
game?
both of them. I think you can play the Switch 2 version on the Switch 1 as well. It's just not enhanced. I actually might not.
Oh,
That might not be right. Can you play Can you play Switch 2 games on Switch 1? No, they don't. Okay, never mind. I don't know where I had seen that. Oh, it nope. Okay, this says yes, it can play some Nintendo Switch 2 games.
okay.
So,
Not all.
why do we have a Switch 2?
Everything is way
Well, why
better
do we
on a
have a
Switch.
Switch 2 games, I guess should be the question.
Oh, sure, sure, sure. I was gonna say everything plays a lot better on a Switch too. I don't
The
know. I
Switch
kind of like
2, I'm on board with the Switch 2. Yes,
yeah.
good.
Switch 2 is good.
Um, but yeah, looking at EUIC, obviously going to be taking place at the Excel Center in London, same place it's been for a very long time now at this
Yeah.
point. Um, I would like to see in the near future, like kind of a switch up. I think we'll be on like year 3 of each of these locations for LAIC, EUIC, and AIC. So it would be cool to see them change it up next season, to be
Oh, has
honest.
LAIC ever not been in Sao Paulo?
I'm not sure actually.
I think LAIC has literally always been in Sao Paulo. I think UIC and NAIC are the only ones that have actually
You would
been.
know better than me
Yeah, I'm
because you've
pretty
been
sure
to
I've
most of them.
yeah, I'm pretty
They
sure I've
have all
only
been in
ever
Sao Paulo.
been
I don't know if they've all been at the same location, but they've all been in Sao Paulo. Yeah, you were right.
what I thought, yeah. No, there definitely has it definitely has been in I think it's been in 2 different locations total. I don't know how many times it's been at the other spot though.
And I
Um,
guess EUIC has mostly been in London. It's basically all
Blue
been in
2
London
except
except
twice.
for there was a Berlin EUIC and then
Yeah,
Frankfurt EUIC.
yeah. So pretty much always been in London. Yeah, I mean, I do think the switch up would be nice, but I like the Excel Center is actually pretty nice. I feel like like the location is pretty convenient. Flying into London is pretty convenient. Like I don't know, like maybe wouldn't be that terrible if it kind of just had made its home in London. I'm sure there's some other venues that we could. Maybe it would be like maybe some of those things where it's like every third or fourth year we go somewhere else, but we make our way back to London. And it's just kind of like as someone traveling from outside of Europe to Europe, it is like a pretty convenient location, I feel like. Not Berlin wasn't that bad though either when I went to Berlin for UIC. I didn't go to Frankfurt, so it's not like the other locations have been bad, but I think all in all, it's like it's a pretty convenient location for international travelers.
Yeah, that is definitely fair. And on that note, New Orleans, I think, is a better NA location for international travelers than like Columbus was. I think
Yeah,
that was a common complaint from international people coming to Columbus that it was a little complicated to get in.
yeah. Also, then you had to be in Columbus afterwards. So even once you like got there and got settled, you were in Columbus. So
Hey man, don't disrespect what's that place called? Mikey's Midnight Slice.
true, true. That's
The
like
real
the
ones
one
know.
redeeming, one of the few redeeming qualities of Columbus.
So registration for EUIC is going to be starting, I guess, a week from today for everyone, or I guess a week from yesterday. So December 16th is when registration will go live for the public. It is currently live if you have priority registration. So if you're someone who finished in the top end of your rating zone within the previous period, be sure to check your email for something from Pokemon about priority registration because that is live now. Make sure you take advantage of that. It's one of the perks you get for doing well in the previous quarter. Um, but yeah, with registration being out now for those early registrants, the price information for EUIC has now been revealed and posted, and it is 85 pounds, Azul, which converts in US dollars to $113. The first ever $100 Pokemon TCG tournament is happening.
Yeah. What was it last year?
I feel like it was 70, and I remember a similar conversation of like, it's getting up there.
Are we gonna break 100? Is
Yeah.
that kind of the question? Yeah. I mean, it's definitely dude, this is like one of those things, and it's always like I'm gonna have to put on my what's it called? Defend TPCI slash devil's advocate hat. But it's like it's one of those things where it's like so hard to like for me to have like a really strong opinion on this. Like obviously it's been going up, but they've been getting bigger. I would argue they've been getting better in terms of what they are as far as a spectacle goes. I think you could argue that the experience as a player has maybe gone down though because they've gotten bigger and like to a certain extent that's to be expected playing in a tournament with like 1,000 what was UIC was like I think even Frankfurt was like under 1,000 players, right? Of course, I think Frankfurt was probably a little bit, but they still capped. Like it was under 1,000 players, I think, at Frankfurt, if I remember correctly compared to, now
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna be getting up towards 4,000 players at this one, depending on what the cap size is. So,
It's a lot different.
obviously, yeah, obviously, like the individual competitors' experience is just gonna be worse the more players there are at the event. So that's to be expected in that realm. Um, I think one argument that I've never really thought of too much before is like, were we just getting more value for our dollar than we kind of realize? That's also potentially true. Like the experience we were getting, what we were getting in exchange for our entry fee was more. And now maybe at this point, maybe it's evening out a little bit more than it was in the past. It's just really hard to like know for sure. And I don't know, whenever I see someone like complain about the price or talk about how much more expensive it's becoming, I never see anyone like be able to break it down from like a here is why it shouldn't cost this much and their kind of taking advantage of their customers. Because for the most part, I don't think many people know for sure if they are or aren't. And obviously, like they're not being transparent enough to the point where we can like run the numbers and be like, oh, they're kind of pulling one over on us with these price points because it's like it's just kind of hard to tell. So that's kind of where I always come from it at this. Like, this won't stop me from going to EUIC. Of course, I could see it being what's it called? Inhibiting some people from doing it, especially like families, right? Because you have multiple people now. If you have like kids and juniors and seniors as well, but they did cut the price on those a couple of years ago now, right? Like 2 seasons ago or something like that. So
Yeah, juniors and
that's still
seniors is
maintaining.
40 pounds to register, so
Yeah, so I just don't really have that strong of an opinion on it, to be honest. It still doesn't seem like ridiculously egregious without knowing the numbers. In my opinion, it is more than it was last year, but we'll see if it's bigger and better. Is that they've definitely been bigger and better every single year in terms of the spectacle they are. But like I could definitely see there's like there was like a I mean last year the bathrooms was quite the issue at UIC in the same center. So hopefully that improves. I guess maybe that's like the one gripe I have with the Excel Center. But yeah, that's kind of my still my continued thoughts on registration increasing. Is just like I just haven't seen enough proof that we are kind of getting screwed over. Just because something increases in price doesn't mean we weren't effectively screwing over TPCI before, or that they're screwing us over now. So if someone can like bring that to light and show those numbers and explain why, I'm more than happy to, look at that information and then maybe change my opinion. But as of right now, it's just like, yep, they increased it. Let's see what they do as far as the tournament experience goes, and let's kind of reassess from there.
um a little bit of a tangent, but I just thought back to we were talking about uh the theming for the IC earlier, Mega Charizard being for EUIC. The Mega Charizard Y was the staff playmat at LAIC. And it'll probably be the staff map for all the ICs. I think that's what they did last year, where the cornerstone masks, there's four of them and three ICs. So they did one, two, three for each of the ICs, and then the Wellspray or the what's it called? The teal mask was the one for the staff for all of the IC. So that's probably what it'll be. So more Blastoise evidence, calling it now.
Until there's a Charizard Z.
But yeah, I mean, I definitely agree to the point that like I mean the production value of the ICs has just continued to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Like the ICs now are way bigger than what even Worlds was when I first started playing the game. Um so like to see it keep getting pushed is really cool, and I hope that like some of this I imagine part of those things is where the cost for these events is going, right? But I'm sure these events cost way more than like the tournament entry from players definitely does not cover all the expenses that like I feel pretty I don't know this, but I feel pretty confident in saying like TPCI operates these events at a loss with the prize pool, with the staff, with the crew, with everything that goes into it. Because it's all marketing is at the end of the day, is what this
Yeah.
is for them. So I feel like they're already taking like a loss on these tournaments and stuff. So the um tournament entry is just kind of a piece of that. Now, it does feel really bad to see it continue to increase and the experience stay pretty much the same. I will say, like, if you are worried about the cost of entry, you can certainly get the cost of entry back right away by selling this kit. Like you will, if you want to get rid of this stuff, it is worth more than what your cost of entry is. Now, should you turn around and sell it? Like, should you have to turn around and
Yeah,
sell
yeah,
it to
yeah.
like cover the cost or whatever? Not
No.
necessarily, but realistically, it's there, right? Like if you can profit on the event just by getting this kit and selling it for
Yeah,
sure.
that is definitely, and also I mean, yeah, that is actually kind of true. And like the amount you can sell the kits for has probably gone up exponentially more than the price increase of registration every single
And
year.
this one
Although
is even higher because it's
it isn't Charizard,
Charizard.
but also that's like sometimes that's one of those things that you're like, as some of the players are trying to walk away, with their welcome kit from the tournament. Obviously, they don't want to have to get rid
For
of it
sure.
to afford the entry fee. But if that truly is the trade off there of being able to go, but you have to sell your kit, I guess that isn't available. That's a way to think about it for sure. If that makes a difference for you, to be able to afford the registration fee. But yeah, it definitely feels bad that it increases more. And like you said, it feels like the player experience has like plateaued to become like more negative over the
And I
year.
don't
Like it's
really
definitely
know
like on a
to
down.
change to improve the player experience. I think online match reporting would be a big thing to improve player
Yeah, things like
experience,
that for
and
sure would be
that
like
seems like it's something that is happening, right?
also like not. Although was it last EU? I think it was the EUIC before, but not putting the lining up the tables in a way that makes no sense. I don't think it was last EUIC. I think it was the one before that. But yeah, like all the stuff like online pairings would be perfect. Like figuring that out in a way that makes it work, obviously better than it worked at Vegas. Those would be like quality of life improvements that'd be cool to see come along with the increased entry fee. Making it easier for players to making it trying to make it easier for players to get into the venue to collect their swag. We did see some of that actually though with like the check-in process, like 2 seasons ago, where all you have to do is walk up and scan your email. So we have seen some of that, right? Like every time I've checked into an IC the last 2 seasons, it's been like no lines. You walk up there, you scan your email, they sent you the code, right? So there has been some stuff that they've improved.
At an AIC,
Um,
you can check in at the airport, which is super
yeah,
sick.
yeah. So we have stuff like that. So there is some for sure. They are doing something. But it'd be nice to see the quality of actual tournament play of sitting down, playing round to round, not get degraded anymore. And if anything, be improved. I think online pairings, online reporting would be a big part of that. Obviously, we saw it kind of flop at Vegas, but it's one of those things that they just need to work on and kind of figure out, especially for these bigger events. The bigger the event, the more important it is, I think, to have that be available. And for the international events, it's like a whole nother hurdle. Like if you're um, coming over from, if you're an international player, it's harder to have reception compared to like the local players. But even then in Europe, I'm sure it's more complicated because there's so many people coming from out of country that I'm sure it's harder for them to get cell service as well. Going to London and stuff like that. So London might be a unique problem with that over in Europe. I'm actually not sure how all that works, but yeah, I'll have to wait and see. Fix the bathroom issue for sure. The bathrooms were a big issue last time. Why are they all in the basement? Like it's kind of like a Excel center problem though, I guess. Specifically. Yeah, they're all in the basement. So yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see how this experience goes this year. But hopefully it's bigger and better than last time. Yeah, the production value has definitely gone up consistently. I feel like every single year for sure. But of course, as a player competing at the tournament, you don't feel that when you are sitting down round to round.
All right, Azul. Well, if unless we got anything else to say about EUIC, I think it's time for us to keep on rolling here to guess that flavor text. But before we do, we got to take a moment to thank our sponsor, Dragon Shield, for supporting us here at the Uncommon Energy podcast. Dragon Shield, of course, makes some of the best card gaming and tabletop gaming products on the market. We love them for their sleeves. And I was fortunate to bust out a box of the Mint Classics this weekend. Got multiple compliments from my opponents. People even came up to me and said, "Oh, are these the fabled Mint Classics?" And yes, indeed, they were. Dragon Shield making some of the best sleeves out there, of course. And if you want to support us and pick some up for yourself, you can click the link in our description, use that code UEPOD, get yourself 5% off, and help to support us here. When the Mint Classics come back in stock, Azul, I am making you use some for an event. It's like mandatory. You have to do it.
I haven't used the classics in a long time. It's definitely been quite a while.
Oh, it just feels so good. It just feels so right. It'll make you a riffle shuffler again for sure.
No, no more riffling. No more riffling for me. I'm riffleless. All right. Yeah, shout out to Dragon Shield as always. Check them out. Links in the description. Code UE Pod. Up next, we got Guess That Flavor Text. This week, I picked a card. I'm going to read the flavor text on it, and Chip has to try and guess which Pokemon and card the flavor text belongs to. If he gets it right without using a single lifeline, he'll get 4 points, which would actually allow him to surpass me in the leaderboard right now. For each lifeline he uses, he'll get 1 less point. The lifelines are what set the card is from, what stage the card is, and then read an attack name. Hang on, I have to make sure. Yeah. All right.
This
Are
is not
you?
one we've done before.
Yeah, I feel like I've been having to do that. I mean, it makes sense because we've done more and more flavor text. I've been having to do that more and more lately. But are you ready for this week's flavor text, Chip?
Yeah, I am, and I'm really just looking to put some points on the board. If I could spike 4 points, that'd be nice, but unless I feel super, super confident, I think I'm gonna try to just lock up any sort of points, try to regain some ground here as well. That's the plan. Shoutouts as always to Tim in Games who keeps track of things for us in a spreadsheet. Help us keep track of the stats. Fun fact, Azul, out of the 185 episodes we have done, there have only been 44 correct guesses. 44.
That is
It's not
not
that
a whole
many.
ton. Yeah. All right. The flavor text is lacking sight. It's unaware of its surroundings, so it bumps into things and eats anything that moves.
Um. Okay. So probably, I mean, it makes me think of some Pokemon that is like a mole or like lives underground. Like those are kind of my first thoughts. Pokemon that is not accustomed to being able to see well, maybe is known as a blind Pokemon. Is it Zubat? Maybe it lives in caves. It could be that. Let me hear it again.
Lacking sight, it's unaware of its surroundings, so it bumps into things and eats anything that moves.
I mean, I feel like it's Zubat. That's kind of one of my first thoughts. I was thinking about like Drillbur or Excadrill, but they got eyes, they can see fine. Zubat though. Zubat. Have you ever heard the phrase blind as a bat? Blind as a Zubat? That's that's this guy. So that would make sense. Bumping around. He's got that big mouth. So definitely feel like he could just be bumping and eating at the same time. He kind of just bumps and stuff falls in. So like that kind of would make sense. Azul's not really looking at the camera as well. So I'm honestly kind of getting a read here that he's a little nervous. I'm about to spike a 4-pointer. No way. And I don't think we've ever done a Zubat before. There's so many more levels into guess that flavor text now than there used to be. I said I wasn't gonna go for a 4-point spike, just try to get some points. All right, let me just use a lifeline here. And let me guess what, or let me hear what set the card is from.
Plasma freeze.
Oh man, I do not think there's a Zubat in Plasma Freeze. The good one that had the free flight ability is in Plasma Storm. So I don't think there's one in Plasma Freeze. So now I am off of Zubat officially. Glad I used a lifeline. I'm pretty sure there's not one. Plasma Freeze. So Gen 5 Pokemon most likely. I guess that could be Drillbur, Excadrill. Let me have you read an attack name, Azul.
Slam.
I mean, back to Drillbur, maybe? I don't know for sure if there is a Drillbur in Plasma Freeze, but it would make sense. It's a Gen 5 Pokemon. Um, I'm pretty sure this sounds like a basic, so I don't want to use that lifeline. Let me hear the flavor text one more time, Azul.
Lacking sight, it's unaware of its surroundings, so it bumps into things and eats anything that moves.
Eats anything that moves. I mean, when you say unaware of its surroundings, it makes me think of like some sort of dumb Pokemon, like, uh, but I don't know. Lacking sight, Wobbuffet, maybe. Wobbuffet. I guess Wobbuffet could have Slam. And I low key do think there is. Dude, Wobbuffet's not eating everything that it bumps into, though. No, that's not Wobbuffet. I know. I'm pretty sure it's a basic. I can't think of anything better. Maybe I'm just gonna have to lock in Drillbur. That's what I'm leaning most towards right now. But Drillbur's not lacking sight, dude. Is there a Zubat in the set? Maybe there. I can picture one other Zubat besides the Free Flight Zubat that might be in this set. All right, I'm gonna just go with my initial instinct here. I'm going to dude, Zubat does not have Slam. There's no way Zubat has Slam. Could Zubat have Slam? What do you think, Azul? Does Zubat have Slam? Yes, no, maybe? I guess there's a chance that Zubat could have Slam. I don't think it does. Oh, Ferroseed, maybe? I'm thinking of Pokemon you run into in caves in the video games. Who do you run into in like electric? Um, I feel like I'm gonna feel so silly when you tell me what it is. It's not like Sandile or anything. All right. I guess I'm just gonna lock in Zubat. Try to go for the 2 points. Lock it in.
Okay, final what do we call lifeline? Final lifeline. It is a basic Pokemon, and it is Dino. Dino.
Oh, dude, his eyes are covered, man. His eyes. No. I think it's Dino, by the way.
Dino.
I spelled it wrong.
DI, yeah.
Dang, man. Yeah, I probably could have gotten to that, honestly.
He's got that emo haircut, but apparently it's to cover his eyes because he's
Have you ever
blurred.
seen the
I don't know if he
uh
has eyes until he becomes Hydreigon, to be honest. He might just be, like, eyeless.
have you ever seen the Dino plush meme?
No.
Oh my gosh. All right, so here's this dino, okay?
Mhm.
Are you ready?
Sure. Wait, are those actually there? That's not real though, right?
No, it is. I'm pretty sure it is.
He has eyes under there?
Hang on. There's this post on Reddit about it.
Is this
So I
real?
I think it's an official
Expectation.
puppet, yeah,
Oh, expectation because they're
or official plush. M
Yeah, because
My
if you look at
dino plush has the creepiest eyes.
Hydreigon,
Yes.
Hydreigon actually has eyes.
Yeah. Well, sort of. There's red glowing circles in its face.
We assume they are eyes.
Dang, man. Yeah, I feel like I mean, it's one of those that it's like, I don't know if I would have necessarily gotten to it, but like, I feel like I should have, and I feel like it makes sense for sure, you know? Yeah, the slam attack. Is there a Zubat in this set? That's what I locked in,
No,
right?
there's not.
Zubats.
There's not a Zubat.
I was picturing, obviously, there's the free flight Zubat. What was I was picturing this one. It's also from Plasma Storm. Dang.
So
Why
many
are there two
Zubats.
Zubats in Plasma
Yeah, what
Storm?
the like, what? You need the options because one of them is really, really good, the other one is just terrible.
Dude, fun fact, when I first started playing the game back in like 2015, there was a card shop near me that still had a bunch of these plasma booster boxes just like in stock for 120 bucks. And I bought a Plasma Storm box and opened it up because I needed like lasers and Zubats and all this stuff. And it was definitely worth more than 120 bucks back then. Any idea how much that's worth nowadays?
I don't know, over 1,000, 2,000, 3,000.
I bet it's more than that. Oh,
10,000?
oh, keep going.
What? 15?
Oh my gosh, let me look at completed listings. Holy,
That stuff
that
is
is
just
disgusting.
so it's just so egregious. Like, it's just so
This one's
disgusting.
sold
20.
$19,500.
Sheesh.
The only ones that's the only one that has sold though. The only ones listed are for like 26,
Ooh,
29, 23.
it's just insane.
It is insane. What do you think the most expensive booster box is that you ever opened up at some point in your
I mean,
Pokemon
I've opened one of those.
time?
I opened one of those
Yeah.
before, yeah, so
Did you open up any older ones? Like, did you open any, like, Heart Gold, Soul Silver ones back when you or Diamond and
booster
Pearl
boxes?
ones?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I ever got any booster boxes back. Oh, no.
'Cause you
Yeah, I
did
would
were you
have, because
someone you
yeah.
guys you never, like, bought a booster box, right? But you would get them for, like, winning tournaments, right?
No, we would, like, back when we were like, our parents would, like, buy us a booster box with each new set
Okay.
release, something like that, so but, like, definitely from, like, winning yeah, when I won the regional, I definitely opened those booster boxes that I got.
Yeah.
2010 regional, so that was Heart Gold Soul Silver, so I got some Heart Gold Soul Silver booster boxes for sure from that,
Did you ever
and
get any
opened them up.
Call of Legends booster boxes?
Probably, yeah. Well, booster box, I don't know, because I wasn't, like, winning tournaments back then. I got packs. I don't think I
Because
ever
that
got a
one's a
booster box.
crazy one. Because that was one where it's
Like
like it's a
Lugia and
set
stuff.
that the players hated because it was all reprints and stuff.
Yeah.
It was worth nothing for so long. The only one posted right now is $45,000.
It's just so silly. It just seems so silly.
It is pretty wild how expensive it is, yeah. None have sold in the last 90 days on eBay. I feel like a lot of those things sell, like, off eBay. Things that are that expensive, like, that's a lot of fees you gotta pay.
Yeah, like,
Uh,
people, like you people someone would you like, you'll the listings will be there, but then they don't
yeah,
actually sell on eBay. Someone
yeah,
messages and then
yeah.
definitely
Crazy times, man, crazy times.
oak.
Alright, well, let's move on, Azul, here, and look at the results from Champions League Aichi, which happened this past weekend. 6,500 ish players that did cut to a top 32. And some pretty familiar names actually in this top cut, which is cool to see. And one of them being the player who won the event, Senosuke Shiokawa, who is the runner up at the 2023 Pokemon World Championships. So seeing him continue to succeed. I'm pretty sure he won Japan Championships in seniors. I think that year that he won in masters, or it's like maybe won the year before, something like
Yeah.
that. I think there was something like that. And then yeah, gets the dub here in as a masters player with Gardevoir, Jelly Guardy. This
Yeah,
is
Jelly
just
Guardy,
yep, here it is.
yeah, nothing crazy. Honestly, it's, like, very close to what we had been seeing at LAIC, I think, from lists. Uh Heavier on the candy, no TM Evo, no Arvin, just the one Curlia. He's playing 3 Ralts. The 2 Ralts has been, like, a thing recently, but yeah, it's, like, pretty standard Jelly Guardy with the Mega Diancie. Nothing crazy in the build at all. Yeah, it takes it all down. It's really cool to see the consistency as well, like, got second at Worlds. I think didn't he show up recently? What is his limit like, go to his limitless page real fast. I
I
feel
think
like
his limitless page only has this and his world's finish.
okay, I thought I had, like, one other finish. I saw maybe I just saw him playing at another tournament recently. Um But
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
it's really
definitely
cool to
been
see,
around. I saw him at Worlds this past year, so I mean he
yeah,
competed at Worlds.
yeah, definitely. I don't know if I saw him at, like, another IC or something at some point. I don't know how much out of Japan competing he's doing, but got his Worlds invite again here. And it's always interesting to see, the reactions from the players, for this tournament. Like, I think it was, Sanosuke. I think he popped off more getting top 4 than winning the tournament, because that you get your Worlds invite when you get top 4. So, like, that's, like, the big threshold to hit in these tournaments. You get your Worlds
Yeah,
invite.
there's no money or anything. I actually don't even know
Yeah.
if you get anything different between top 4 and first place, to be honest.
You get the first place trophy card, I think, whereas I think
Okay.
there's trophy cards for top 4 maybe. But yeah,
Which
there's
is
no
probably worth
cash prizing.
something. It's probably worth something, but a lot of the Japanese players, I know this was a thing for a long time. Like the world's trophy cards, um, the like number 1, number 2, number 3 trainers would be worth a lot more in certain years if Japanese players had won more of them than non-Japanese players because the Japanese players like never sold their cards. That was like
Yeah.
a thing I've heard people say before. So I don't know if that's like why it doesn't matter as much as like, oh yeah, sure, the first place card, it's theoretically worth this much, but I'm not selling it. Like it's not even a thought, you know?
Yeah. Before we take a look at, like, some more of these lists and everything, can we just, like, look at the results real fast? I just wanna,
Yeah.
like, push back against the continued propaganda that the Japanese players, they play faster decks, they're playing best of one, they deck builds different for best of one. None of this is true. Everyone deck builds the same for best two out of three and best of one. There's maybe a 59 card difference from best of one to best two out of three in terms of optimization. The Japanese players, they actually, it does seem like they maybe do play Raging Bolt at a higher rate than the rest of the regions, but it does not lead to any more success for the deck on the large scale of things. The best players show up with what are the best decks. Jelly Guardy won the tournament. Some Mega Absols were second. We see a ton of Grim Snarls, a ton of Guardies. It's not just like 30% Raging Bolt and people playing completely playing and deck building different for best of one. This is like this ongoing, continuous narrative being pushed about Japanese tournaments that is just not true at all. And I just heard it so much in my chat over the weekend. I'm so tired of it. There's no difference between best of one and best out of three in deck building. And over in Japan, they don't play more turbo decks because it'll like lead to more success. The best decks are the best decks. The best players in Japan play the best decks. The best decks see success, and we see that perfectly mirrored in the results from this tournament. I just want to push back against that narrative before we take a look at some more of these lists. Yeah, Guardy took it all down. It was really cool to see the finish as well. Like players building on their legacy. This is probably not the last we've seen of Senosuke's success for sure.
Um, I do think it does seem to be true though that Raging Bolt performs better in Japan than it does anywhere else in the world.
I think they do play it at like a higher rate, but it's like not too. It doesn't mean the deck
But
is
I
better.
could you say that that deck is maybe marginally better in a best of 1 format than a best of 3 format?
Slightly, but not to the point where you're not playing Guardy when it's the BDIF. Like if the Guardy's
Sure,
BDIF, you're playing the BDIF.
but that's maybe I mean, there was, like what was that one was it Japan Championships where there was, like, a gajillion Raging Bolts in cut?
Yeah, it was like all Raging Bolts and Lugias. But that was like at the format shift where the format was less
Here.
developed. People didn't know that Guardy was the BDIF. Or was this a different one?
No, this was, like, this year.
There was a lot of Raging Bolts up. There was a decent amount of Raging Bolts up there. Yeah, but Raging Bolt was also like a better deck then as well. Like
Sure, but I
maybe
don't
play
think it
Raging
was
Bolt at
doing
a
much at our tournaments at this time.
that is
Let me see.
I don't know. I have to like remember that. Well, that was like literally post NAIC, right?
Yeah. There was 2 people who got top 16 with it at NAIC.
Yeah, Raging Bolt was like a decent play for NAIC. Wasn't anything
Okay.
crazy. Yeah, all I'm saying is like Raging Bolt might be slightly better in best of one, but like if the whatever the best deck is, well, it's definitely not Raging Bolt. It's still the best deck in best of one or best two out of three. Like Guardy's the BDIF in our tournaments in our format, and it's true over in Japan as well. So I'm just like happy to see Guardy just win. Like I'm just like so tired of the narrative of like that it's so much different. It's just like not that much. There might be a little bit. There might be a little bit, right? Raging Bolt's maybe a little bit more popular over there. Whatever. Maybe it is slightly better in best of one, but not to the degree where it's like all of a sudden Guardy's not the best deck in the format. It doesn't like change the placement in the tier list of decks. Like the decks are still in the same tiers. It's not like wildly different. The thing's wildly different is that best of one sucks, but that's the only
Definitely.
major difference. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, looking just at the top cut statistics here: 6 Dragapult, 4 Guardy, 4 Grimmsnarl, 3 Charizard Bolt and Golden 2 Mega Absol, 2 Terrabox, 1/1/1 on the Crustle, Greninja, Froslass Monkey Dory, and Ends Zork. Any big omissions here in your mind? Anything missing or anything that you're surprised to see up here?
I guess like it would have been cool to see a little bit more from Zorark, like have it be like this big top contender because we did get the Zekrom, which was played, of course, in the list here that made cut, but it would have been cool to see like 5, 6 Zorarks in cut to really show that it made like a massive difference in the deck is really, really tier one, top end of the format. But it seems like maybe not. Obviously better, but um still maybe tough for Zork to compete against the Golden Ghost consistently. And the I guess like Golden Ghost like the main thing that like Zork has to worry about overall. And
It's interesting to see the Reshiram still played alongside the Zekrom. I know, like, still having access to Powerful Rage is probably
yeah,
pretty good, right? That's probably it's definitely in here for that, not for Virtuous Flame.
yeah.
Just so you have the threat of it. But I have to wonder, like, how relevant that necessarily is
Yeah, I think I
compared to just,
saw
like, just swinging for two like, what's the difference between powerful raging? I mean, I guess it lets you KO, like, a Dragapult, right, that hits a Zor like, it doesn't let the Dragapult player just hit into a Zoroark necessarily,
yeah.
maybe, like, I don't know.
I think you need it to prevent those kind of attacks from your opponent because like there's often times where like a Dragapult player will get to their Dragapult and they have to punch your Zork for 70, right? Like they have to use Jet Headbutt or whatever it's called. And that's a pretty big difference between doing 200 damage and 60 to your bench as opposed to 70 to your active. So you probably still always want to bring it around. I mean, I think maybe the way to go is just like a 1-1 split, to be honest. Just one Zekrom, one Reshiram. Like, because some matchups you don't need that much damage every single turn. You don't need the 270 or the 250 turn early on in the game, and the 170 from the Reshiram will be enough even if you prize the Zekrom. So like a 1-1 split to me honestly seems pretty reasonable. But it depends on how it's built as well, I would assume. Like I saw a build, I forget who it was from, but it was very much double black belt, I think, double binding mochi. Like they were like it was built to just one hit KO the active every single turn. Double Zekrom, no Reshiram. So you can build it a couple different ways, I think, where you're like the slower builds probably need Reshiram, but if you can build it like really fast, really turbo and just play Zekroms.
Another an interesting deck to see up here. Really, couple of these singular copies, right? The one Crustle deck, making it up here. I don't think we actually have a deck list for this one. No, we don't.
No. It wasn't anything
Um,
too crazy though. They did make their way on stream a couple times. Pretty
yeah,
standard Crustle stuff. Had the jumbo ice cream, which was pretty impactful. And honestly, I forget what ace spec they played, but it wasn't
Pokevital.
I don't think it was Poke. I think it was Seeker Box. It was Poke
I mean,
Seeker
it makes
Box.
sense. Like Pokevital loses a lot of value whenever you have another item card that does almost the same thing,
Definitely,
right?
yeah. Yeah, Jumbo Ice Cream kind of frees up your ace spec now, it feels like, for sure.
Just a big buff for the Crustle right there.
Yeah.
And then there was a Greninja here. I mean, we've seen this deck before, so cool to see it. Continuing to pop up and have a little bit of success. The Crisis Punch is kind of cool though.
Yeah. No, this is a deck that I've mentioned in the past, like, I feel like when I've played this deck in the past, I haven't played in a little while, but for how little it's actually played in tournaments and how much success this deck has actually had, like, I wouldn't be surprised if there's more to Greninja overall. Of course, the one thing hard to overcome is Gardevoir, but you can kind of play it like Pult, but do early game, slow them down, and then you go into some kind of Dusknoir, Mirage Barrage combo to kind of board wipe them and take over the game, take over the prize exchange. So
Hey, rotation on the horizon, Azul. I know you don't like to
rotation,
talk
yeah,
about it, but
yeah.
could
I
it be
mean,
Greninja's time?
in these kind of contexts, I don't mind it where we're like, okay, Greninja, its obvious problem is Guardy. Guardy leaves, okay. And like I said, this deck already has felt like it has potential, not only just in terms of what I played with it, but just looking at like, I mean, it's got like less than 1% play rate for sure, right? But we keep seeing it pop
Yeah,
up in cut to like top 16s at a couple majors. We see it here again with the top 32. Like it feels like the deck has something.
losing
Um,
Pidgeot's not fun.
no, that is true. We do lose the Pidgeot, but I think it'll probably be able to survive without it.
This is a deck, though. I will say we haven't seen a hand disruption supporter yet from a new set. And when you get to Shinobi Blade and just get to keep a card in your
Card
hand,
every
that's
time.
that's that's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, that's your quick searcher. You just like the only reason you play Pidgeot is for when you get Ionoed, but if you're not getting
Yeah.
Ionoed, that is
I will
kinda
s-
scary. We haven't seen a hand disruption card.
I will say for just these Grand Tree decks, I mean, I think Grand Tree is such a like this is an insanely powerful stadium. The
Yeah.
problem with it is that it's a stadium card and you might get a use out of it before your opponent gets rid of it. And your opponent can also use it to do something pretty
Yeah.
broken as well.
That's like the
So
scarier part is that your opponent also can use the card.
I think if like you get the Grand Tree to stick and play for like 2 turns, you can get like a Pidgeot plus like a Dusknoir out of nowhere, like over the
Yeah.
course of 2 turns. Like that's pretty like you feel really strong about it. But I
You're
don't know. I
definitely
guess
feeling
if you just
good.
get Pidgeot, it lets you get to the rest of the pieces pretty efficiently. But
Yeah. I'm sure Lily feels pretty good in that deck as well, to be honest, I'd imagine. I haven't played it with Lily at all.
and then there's a Frostlass Monkey Dory.
Yeah. It's another one of those decks that always feels and seems pretty good. And maybe and that's one of those things too where it's like the Greninja deck I think has its obvious flaw in the Gardevoir matchup, but a deck like this, I honestly don't even think your Gardevoir matchup is that bad. Um especially if you're playing like the Ting Lu, get the Ting Lu involved in there as well to be another factor. But we've never seen it have like a. Have you ever even seen a top cut from this deck besides like this cut right here? Like in a non like outside of this cut right here, like have we ever seen Frostlass Monkey Dory make cut?
I think so. Yeah, let me double check.
Has it made its way into cut ever? So once again, like a super low play rate deck, which is always going to be a factor for success. And then on top of that, like the level of player choosing to bring the tournament to the deck to the tournament will also be a factor. But usually, like these kind of decks are people's pet decks in the sense that they're going to bring it and they put a ton of time into it. So we've maybe already kind of seen the like the ceiling in terms of potential for some decks like this.
Yeah, quick scroll through. Player got top 8 with it at a special event in Sevilla last season.
Okay.
And there's a lot of finishes with the deck in juniors and seniors of people doing really well with it. Um, and Malaysia Master Ball League, someone got top 8 with it. So a
Oh yeah, we
couple
did
of
just see
finishes,
it.
but not much. Yeah.
Yeah, we did just see it in the finals of the last Latin American tournament over in Buenos Aires, or the special event in Buenos Aires. It was in the they streamed the juniors and
Juniors. Yep.
finals.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Shout
and
out
I
to
think
my
it won.
boy Cal, who got a dub last season with it in juniors.
Interest and honestly, this does seem like one of those decks that would be very good in juniors and seniors because there's like a lot of things that
Yeah.
it'll be hard for a juniors or senior players to keep track of. Especially juniors, I guess. But like the juniors player that's playing this, like yeah, like
The
the hit,
ability to skill diff your opponent is
yeah,
way higher in juniors and seniors with a deck like this, for sure, it feels
yeah,
like,
the
right?
retreat locking, the item locking, having to do all the math with Frostlass and Monkey Dory in the moment and be like, "Am I safe? Can I do this? Can I not do this?" And meanwhile, when you're the pilot of the deck, you're just like waiting for your opponent to mess up and like overbench or over evolve or something like that.
But
So
then, yeah, let's hop back over and look at the other decks. There were two Mega Absol Kangaskhan in top four. So, yeah, I mean, who could ever think that this deck wouldn't continue to perform well? Here it is, continuing to perform well. Definitely not fraudulent at all.
not fraudulent at all. I guess I'm not like surprised, but it definitely this is a deck that I feel like is not that strong right now. But I think one of the biggest factors is Golden Go playing techs for Cornerstone. We saw both of these were heavily dedicated to Cornerstone. With I don't think any other like there was no Uris or Zerosics or Frillishes or anything else, right? It was
No.
just Cornerstones. So if they run into a Golden Go with a designated tech, they're going to probably be in trouble. But not all the Golden Goes are running that for sure. We did see I did see a match on stream, a Golden Go versus I forget which of the Absol players here, but one of them played up against a Golden Go, and the Golden Go player did not have a great time because they were not
Yeah.
bringing a tech card for the matchup.
And it looks like a lot of the Golden Go lists actually did not have a an answer for the cornerstone. At least the two we have lists for, I guess. There's the Kramer ant, but that doesn't really count.
No,
That's not an answer. And again, Kramer. Oh, three Soul Rock is kind of
yeah, this
interesting.
okay. This list is kind of crazy. There's no Arvin,
Oh,
and there's I mean
whoa.
honestly, the supporter lineup, like when you first look at it, it looks wild. I mean, the lack of Arvin is kind of interesting. But when you think about it more, it's like how often are you actually bossing over anything else? And the answer is a lot. But I don't know. The
How are you
lack of
setting
support is a bit
up?
yeah, yeah.
What the
I mean,
heck?
you draw a lot of cards with Soul Rock. Soul Rock draws cards as long as you
I know how
find
you're
the Soul
setting up,
Rock.
dude. That's how you're setting up, dude.
All in on the Soul Rock is the main attacker in this one. That is the main attacker. Soul Rock, three of them. Draw 3. But also, like, the nest ball count isn't even that high. There's 0 nest balls in this list. So, like, finding Soul Rock Lunatone turn 1, like, isn't even that high of odds compared to other
There's no
like,
Genesect.
what? I didn't
There's
even
no
realize it.
Genesect.
Dude, yeah, I don't know about this list. The more I look at it, the less I like it. Initially like the idea. Don't hate the idea because it's like, okay, Lunar Cycle's good. And you boss a lot. So, like, do you even really want to Arvin? Not really, but I don't know if this deck is setting up and getting going, I guess. I mean, they are playing 4
Holy
Golden Go, which
cow.
some people have cut back on, and they have 2 Ultra Ball. So, trying not to clog their bench. I guess they're using Soul Walk for, like, 2 or 3 turns in a row. It's, like, the idea, every game. A lot of Soul Rocking.
Leaning on the Soul Rock. I mean, how are you even getting into Soul Rock on turn 1 if you don't have Arvin to find Air Balloon? There's also only 1 Air Balloon and 1 switch.
Yeah. I don't know, I'm just saying what I they have to cram in here as well so they can play as a 1 prize board for quite a while.
Sure.
I don't know about the Halucha, though. I have no idea
Oh,
what
they've
that's
got
for.
fighting energy, so they can wing attack as well if they want to.
True. I mean, Soul only takes 1 energy, so they have plenty of other energy attachments to dedicate towards the Halucha.
Dude, do you remember that? Let me see if I can find it.
Like, I wanna believe in this list, but the more actually we dissect it, the less I believe.
Do you remember the top the article that they wrote about Mahone's top 8 uh
No.
what was it? Drampa Garb, not Drampa Garb, Zork.
Zoro
Yeah,
Drampa.
Zoro Drampa deck on the Pokemon website. Gosh, I want to find it because they wrote a blurb about how he could use Turtonator's GX attack with Rainbow Energy, which is like something that you would never do. It was so funny. I
'Cause
gotta see if I can find it.
there's no fire energy to get with the, what does it even do? To just accelerate 5 fire energy into play?
Yes. Yes, exactly. 2017. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, is this gonna be it? I hope that it's still up here. I hope they didn't take it off. Masters Division top 8. Okay, here we go. Masters Division top 8. Andrew Mahone. Dude, and they lead off with Turtonator. This deck, for just context for everyone, it's aiming to just like attack with these really strong, efficient Pokemon. Zoroark here does a bunch of damage for how many Pokemon your opponent has on their bench. Drampa GX was one of the best attackers in the game at this time, and it did more damage if your Pokemon on your bench had damage counters on them. And one of the ways you could activate that was with Rainbow Energy, which he only played one of, but it's a one of, and you can activate the Berserk with that if you need to, right? The main way is Team Magma Secret Base. But anyway, so one of Rainbow Energy, and then this one of Turtonator GX, which I think was like an answer for
Use Shell Trap
Glycopod.
for,
Glycopod wasn't even out yet, so I don't even remember what it
I don't remember
was.
the matchup. You
But it
Shell
was
Trapped against something.
there was something that it was good against. Maybe against like
Pretty sure it also didn't, it wasn't actually a good like, it wasn't actually good. Like, it didn't actually answer the situation, but I forget the
very
situation was.
possible, very possible.
Yeah.
Uh, but this blurb someone wrote, Turtonator GX is a Pokemon we usually see paired with Volcanion EX, but Andrew has other plans for the fire type Pokemon. He uses its Shell Trap move as a wall, so he has time to set up Zoroark Break. Turtonator GX is 190 HP, can soak up a lot of damage while Andrew gets his bench. Oh, it doesn't talk about. Dude, I swear someone else has to remember this. I swear that this blurb, they must have edited it at some point after the event, had something in here about the Rainbow Energy and using Nitro Tank GX, which is like not a thing. I swear that was written in this article. I'm not
Yeah.
crazy.
This deck would not be very good at the nitro tanking, that is for sure. Dude, only 2 Lysanders? Wait, do we have VS Secret? We did. But
Yeah,
dude, I
versus
feel like,
Seekers in the format. Yeah.
I guess some decks did lean towards, like, heavier Lysander, lower VS Secret counts, right? I feel like we should have been playing more, to be honest. I feel like we were trolling, not playing more Lysanders in,
I
like,
think
a
some of
Garb
the
format.
Garbodor decks played more Lysander. Did Tort? Yeah, no, Tort only played two.
Ooh. Dude, let's get 3, 4 in there. Imagine
We have
8
four versus
bosses, or
Seekers, buddy.
8, we could have 8 though, 8 bosses orders.
You
Think about it.
dude, we did not have Buddy Poffin and Nest Balls and I guess Nest Ball was actually in this format. But I
Yeah,
think
we
the
didn't play
main
it
way
though.
we were I guess we're setting
Bridget.
up through Bridget mostly in this format,
Yeah.
right? I
I
don't
don't know if
know.
you,
Just cut some sycamores for more boss. Is that what you want?
no, we can cut 1 via Seeker for, I think we need a 3rd Lysander. I think we were all trolling for not playing 3 Lysander.
People definitely started cutting on their versus seekers at some point in this format. That definitely was a thing that started to happen. Um
Well, this deck just didn't play him, right?
this deck did, yeah. Every dude, versus seekers a broken card. Every deck played
Well,
it.
no, but what is the deck that, not Gustavo was playing? What, Igor?
Oh, no, it was a Vileplume deck. Yeah, I didn't play it. That's
Yeah.
different, though. It's a Vileplume deck.
There's no Fire Plume in here. We still don't
Oh,
play it.
you're right.
No VS Seeker either? Only 2 Lysander? Dude, wait, see, that's what I'm saying. 3, 4? Like, let's get those numbers up.
Well, he can hollow hunt for him, you know?
Nah, we don't wanna be hollow hunting, that's a waste of time.
This deck did not have Versus Seeker and did play Vileplume.
This was the Vileplume one.
All right, trip down memory lane ended. Back to this bad Golden Go list. And then, yeah, quite a few Dragapult in Top Cut here. Um, I have to imagine all of the lists are going to just be
Two Dawn spotted, 1 rare candy. Innovation is here for Dragapult. Look out.
yeah. 2 rare candy.
2 rare candy. Okay, they're on the candy.
No Dawn.
Become a standard. Oh, maybe it's a standard over in Japan. I
We just
believe in the
haven't caught up
candy.
yet.
Maybe, I mean, maybe we just got like we weren't playing candy at all. Then Tor came out with his 4 candy list, and people were like, "No, that's got to be that's too much. That can't be real." So like, no one even thought about like the middle ground, right? Just what about like less rare candy? Run
An
4.
interesting name to see in this top cut was Shintaro Ito, one of the most successful players from Japan in the history of the game. He's a 2016 world champion. He got second place at Worlds in 2019. I think for a long time was considered the best player out of Japan. Hasn't had very many big finishes in the last couple of years, but he got top 32 here with Golden Go, which is a little bit surprising because Shintaro is someone who's very much known for playing unique decks, and Golden Go is not very unique.
No, definitely not. But
If
I
you
wonder
told
if
me there was
we'll
a Greninja in Top Cut and that Shintaro was in Top Cut, I would have assumed that he was the one playing Greninja.
yeah. But who knows? Maybe for Worlds this year, if he gets his invite, we'll see him bring back Mega Audino.
It's true. Good point. Great
But I
point.
think his
Mega
list
Audino.
was I don't know if you have his list. I haven't seen it. I think his list
It's
was
not
pretty
posted.
interesting. I think he was playing like a Lilies build, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken.
He was on stream?
No, but I saw some people talking about it in my chat,
Or did
recently,
he
so
tweet it?
yeah, maybe, but I don't know his Twitter, so I couldn't find it. I also might just
Dude,
be
it's like a bunch of numbers and stuff. Yeah, here. Let's see. Is it linked here? Yes, there we go.
yeah, anyone who wants, like, a free class in what is it? Not marketing, but, like, just make your Twitter n at your name. That's it. That's the advice.
No post
Mm,
of the list, but he did
mm.
tweet, "I'm sorry it happened during the stream." What happened?
Oh, wait, no, he was on stream. He was on stream. He was the round before I got on, I think, and I think this wasn't
That must
Shintaro
be
then.
he must have just lost.
No, he won, but there was a gameplay error, and it didn't and it ended up with, like, his opponent getting a single prize penalty, but he basically won because the error happened or something like that.
Mm,
He should like, basically, if he had never, caused a gameplay error to begin with, he would have never won, but it was, like, maybe one of those situations where they took a random card out of his hand to fix it, and they didn't take the card that he got, and then he got to keep the card, and then that card was the difference maker.
mm.
I think. Don't quote
Yeah,
me.
you hate to see it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he was playing a Lopunny with, this is Shintaro, right? I think. Legacy Energy. I have Legacy Energy. But yeah,
Interesting. And, then other than that, I mean, there's some Raging Bolts we haven't looked at.
we don't need to look at them. It's
There it
a well,
is.
ooh, 2 hand disruption cards.
There's a judge.
The judge is I like the judge. The judge is really good. Iono's whatever. That was aight.
There's
Ooh,
an INO.
no judge. Palpad? No shot.
And, then there were a couple Charizards here, one of them being, like, the Charizard Noctowl, Dawn engine deck.
Yeah.
Petra on DX in this build.
Yep, don't wanna get retreat locked, and then did go the water pond route. So it's kind of like the next innovation, I guess, kind of on the build that we saw win over in Stuttgart, but instead of Terrapagoses, you get the water ponds in there, and then Crystal over the Prime Catcher. But besides that, still pretty close to that build, right? The 4 Dawn and everything, just adapting it to a water pond style build, which is kind of like what Terrazard was before. It was like the water pond and then it moved into the non-water pawn, and now we got some water pawn back in here. and the Petron.
And then there was a Mega Charizard deck. So that's, that's something. That's cool, right?
Oh, wait,
New
this is
deck.
even less cool. There's not even a Oricorio EX in here.
Yeah.
That's pretty lame.
So it's
I
like
thought I
attack
thought
with the Mega Charizard EX one time.
yeah, it's like maybe just like a cornerstone counter. That's it.
Yeah.
Dude, that is so lame. But look at that
Hey,
thick Charmander line.
whoa.
4-3.
You haven't even
Wild.
noticed what I was waiting for you to lock in on here.
Tatsugiri. Battle Cage.
No.
Oh, the cages. Let's go. Dude, this is the slowest Charizard list I think I've ever seen. Four, that's not true. Four Arvin and then three Dawn. Like we are just chilling. Like we're evolving the squad up. We're taking our time. Not trying to go
That's
too
all you need.
fast. Yeah. But if you whiff turn one Arvin, that is so miserable. We're definitely not doing anything on turn two. If we, how many rare candy were in there? There was a couple, right?
There was two.
Okay, yeah. We are two rare candy with only one Pidgeotto. Okay, I don't know. That is
Slows
we're not
hard, bro.
we're not setting up Pidgeot with this
They're
list. No
they're
way.
getting some value from that Tatsugiri, that is for sure.
Yeah, we have time.
Oh, and here's how they can reload the Charizard as well, by the way. Flare
Flare
bringer, buddy.
Flare bringer. Get the energy back. All
Load
right.
them up.
All right. I see the vision. I see the vision.
All right. Well, we did make some predictions for this event. Let's recap them and see how we did. I think we were a little off base with some of our stuff this time.
We're just too
Um,
hopeful. We're too hopeful.
too hopeful. We're too pure, man. First prediction was what would be the highest placing Mega Dream card, the brand new expansion legal for this event for the first time? And the answer, Azul. You predicted Nightmine, the new stadium card. I predicted Spectrier, a new potential tool for the Gardevoir decks. The real answer was the 14th place Grimmsnarl deck had the new Snorunt in it.
Chili. It's the chili snow run. Let's go. Chili for 10. Doesn't even
Yep.
play water energy, so can't even chili. Yeah, that is
Chili.
it's pretty disappointing for sure. I think I even made a joke about that last episode that it's probably just gonna be snow run in some Grimmsnarl deck or something, I think.
I didn't
Yeah,
even know this
there we
card
go.
was coming out.
Yeah, it's beefy, 60 HP?
That's 70 HP, brother.
Oh, 70 HP, excuse me. Beefy, 70 HP, more than 60.
This is a great artwork, though, by the way.
Yeah.
Winter
The
Wander is the illustrator.
I mean, that kind of
Winter
fits.
Wander drawing a winter wonderland, you know?
I feel like it just kind of fits their I feel like they came up with their name after they drew the artwork.
Yeah, yeah.
The artwork came first for sure.
Yeah,
Or
absolutely.
maybe they're a specialist in snow. Like,
Well, let's find
might be
out.
it.
Advanced shout outs to PKMing cards. Winter Wander artist.
Oh, I didn't even know that this little area was down here. I've never looked at this area before. There it is. Winter Wonder.
It's gonna be funny if it's like okay, I was gonna
It was only snow Pokemon.
There's
Oh,
yeah,
they haven't done very
just all
much.
snow runs. No, a newer artist. Yeah,
Yeah.
Stellar Crown was their first illustration.
Honestly, I'm a little bit disappointed that they're not all winter themed. Definitely. Yeah, it would have been really funny if it was all snow runs, like literally specifically snow runs.
Or like if it came up and it was just that snow runt.
That was it. Now they got a little bit more to their portfolio
Portfolio.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Catalog.
Our next prediction was would there be a new archetype in cut? We both predicted yes.
I honestly, and we did. I don't think that Charizard Dex counts anymore. The more I look at it, it's not even like it's just in
Yeah.
there. It's like a
The
tech.
Charizard X is in there. There's
Yeah,
Battle Cage in there too, though, and Dawn. So there's like
just Charizard Pidgeot though.
it's not a new archetype. Yeah.
Yeah, there is still one unknown deck list there, Takumi. I bet it's probably just like a Golden Go or something. Like it's probably something we've seen before, a Guardy, a Golden Go, whatever. So there probably is there. There's no. I mean, we don't like Zork's got the Zekrom, but it's not a new archetype, right? It's just Zorak with a new option. Same thing with that Charizard build. If it was like a more dedicated to Charizard X,
I mean, I think we should have known that there was going to be no
I
like
mean,
Mega Dragonite or
well, I don't know. I didn't see any. There was no city leagues. There is now, like, over the last weekend or so, there's new city league results on Limitless. So we didn't see any city league results for a little while. Um, so there was a mix of that. Plus, I hadn't seen anything on Twitter at all either for like new lists with the new set. So I was like, maybe there just is stuff out there. And I just haven't seen it yet. Pretty sure that's just. I'm pretty sure there might just be nothing though, which is kind of sad. But just like with the Greninja, I think rotation might bring a lot in terms of old cards becoming good. So, I mean, I'm still enjoying the game though. There's that. Like, I still very much enjoy getting on every day, streaming PTCG live, playing the game. So, I'm really not complaining to be honest. The format, like, I can understand how some people might think it's like a little stale, stuff like that. But honestly, I'm still enjoying playing the game, even though Guardian. Well, less so Paul. I mean, he's just kind of been Guardy been at the top for such a long time.
I was just scrolling looking at the City League winners, and it's like a little bit of a jump scare to just be scrolling, looking, okay, all these decks we recognize, we know, and then you see Seeking's big dumb face right now. Just out of nowhere, jump scare Seeking. Oh, hold up. This is a Mega Guardy Monkey Dory deck? No, there is just a Mega Guardian. Oh, but Spectrier, there it is.
Oh, I will say about Sanosuke's list. In day one, did play Spectrier. Day two,
Mm,
switched to a second Bravery Charm over the Spectrier. So did have the Spectrier in there, but decided it was not worth the inclusion.
yeah,
And for anyone who isn't aware, they can change decks from day one to day two. And we don't really see people ever change archetypes very often, but there will be like some card adjustments. It's like more testing, right? And it's like as good of testing as you're going to get. It's the actual in tournament testing. So
right.
I'm to some conclusions from that. Cut that.
And our last prediction, over under Golden Goes and Cut. We set the line. This is a pretty bad line. We're not getting a job at a sports book anytime soon. That is for sure. Set the line at 10.5. I don't really know what we were. I think I was the one who was pushing for that
Yeah,
higher line as well.
you were hype on it for sure. And there was what, 3, 4?
10.5. Yeah, and yeah, there was 3. One unknown like you mentioned, so it could be a fourth one floating around. Now I will say I did pick the under 10.5, so I was right. And you picked the
Sure.
over
Dude, I
over
don't know. Golden
10.5.
goes pretty good right now, but no
Yeah.
one's teching for the Absols apparently. What are we doing? Got to tech for the Absol matchup, and you have to play Arvin. They're just not
Apparently
playing
not
Arvin
though.
over there.
Apparently you don't have to play Arvin
Oh, that's true. Apparently, you don't have to
with
play
this one
Arvin.
secret trick.
But yeah, another they actually have. I feel like for some reason I thought that they only had 4 Champions League a season, but I think it actually is 5. It's 5 Champions Leagues and then the Japan Championships. I don't know why I thought it was 4.
It sounds right.
This was the second Champions League of the season, but there's going to be 3 more coming up as well as the Japan Championships later on. I hope they start streaming the day ones again because I feel like the last 2 they have not streamed day one, and I assume part of that has to be that they're doing the async Swiss for day one. Is why they're probably not streaming day one.
It's kind of a bummer if that's the case.
Yeah, we missed out on a lot of gameplay. It'd be cool to definitely watch it. Who knows? We'll see what the next one brings. So they had their off and ons last season. But this season to start with, I don't think they've streamed day one of either of them. But I'm not 100% sure actually, to be honest. I can go check. Confirm. Nope, I
All
just
right,
checked, yeah. They only streamed day 2 of the last one as well.
all right, Azul. You got anything else you want to say to wrap up Champions League before we get out to the bonus episode? I guess maybe why do you think it is that we like is Mega Dream just that bad? Was Inferno X just that bad of a set? Like that we're not seeing them have the competitive shakeup? Or you think it's I guess
Um,
it's just gonna be that rotation like you were talking about, like, we just need some of these powerful early Scarlet Violet cards to leave.
yeah, honestly, like one of the things I've been kind of theorizing for a while is like they have found the level of power they want cards to be at, and Guardian Pult have kind of disrupted that. But it's kind of cool to see that it feels like they have not adjusted and they have not like been like, oh, we have to compensate for how good Guardvor is or how good Pult is. They've been like, nope, we maybe made a mistake in the past and we kind of have to ride that out now. And then hopefully we see like it come to fruition when rotation hits. Rotation hits, Guardy rotates, and we're like, oh, okay, we're getting now everything is not caught up, but has like we've removed all the overpowered stuff, and now all this stuff that was at like at a level below it actually can become competitive, and we'll like see more of it kind of enter formats and metagames as we progress. Because
Yeah.
yeah, just a lot of these big EX Pokemon. I guess Charizard honestly maybe deserves to be in that mix as well. This these big stage two EXs have just are
Golden
just
Go as well at this point.
yeah. Honestly, it's just the EXs. It's just these big EXs. They just and honestly, and that kind of speaks to just like the price trade of these megas. It's just like unfavorable. The price trade for the two prizers into the three prizes is just unfavorable, which is something you want to see. That power differential in terms of like it's like being worth three prize cards has its flaws. Maybe to not this extent, but maybe these EXs, the Charizards, the Guardies, the Dragapults, they're just too good. And once they rotate, we'll get to see the megas kind of rise up. But hopefully, it doesn't become like VMAX format 2.0 because that
Right.
format was super boring. So there's like a fine line to maybe tread. So we'll have to wait and see how things feel once rotation hits.
All right, Azul. Well, that is it for our main episode this week. Of course, we've got our bonus episode coming up exclusive to those YouTube channel members and Spotify subscribers. But as always, if you guys did enjoy this podcast and you want to see more from us, be sure to leave us a like, a review, rating, comment, subscribe. All those things help us out a bunch. Let us know you're enjoying the content, help more people to discover it as well. And be sure you're following as well. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube, follow on Spotify. That would go a long way. If you want to stay up to date with myself and Azul, the best place to do it is over on X. You can follow myself at Chip Ritchie. Azul is at Azul underscore GG. And you can follow the podcast at uncommon underscore energy.
Yeah. Appreciate the support as always. We'll catch you all next Wednesday, 7 a.m. Eastern.